The Wotofo Recurve Dual RDA. The Recurve Dual RDA was sent to me for a review from Wotofo.com. This is the new and updated version of the original single coil Recurve RDA, which is extremely popular and highly rated, so I was really excited to get this one in for review. I never tried the original version, so I can't compare, but I'll give you my thoughts from a fresh perspective. So let's take a look at it. It's 24 millimeters in diameter, 34 millimeters tall, it's made of stainless steel, it's a dual coil RDA, it's dripping or squonking compatible, and it comes in the colors of stainless steel, black, blue, gunmetal, gold, and rainbow. In the box you get the Recurve Dual RDA, a coil cutting and measuring tool, some organic cotton strips, 2 quad-core fused Clapton coils, an extra original Recurve drip tip, and some spare parts, squonk pin, O-rings, post screws, stuff like that, and a user manual. So the drip tip that comes pre-installed on the Recurve Dual is an 810 resin drip tip. It's the same thick drip tip that comes with the Wotofo Profile RTA, but just slightly shorter. As an extra, you also get the original Recurve drip tip, so if you like that one, you get it here again. But in my experience with it so far, it gets too hot on the Recurve Dual, or it lets too much heat through. It's really comfortable, so it would be good to use at lower wattages, say 40 watts or lower, but I think that most people will prefer the 810 resin tip instead. The barrel on the Recurve Dual doesn't have the same curve that the original does, so that's gone here. It's just a straight barrel. Wotofo also just released an optional conversion cap for the Recurve Dual, and these are basically just the entire airflow, mouthpiece, and barrel built into one piece. You can't adjust the airflow or change the drip tip here. So this is for those of you who want a bunch of airflow and big hits. All right, let's talk airflow. So there are 6 airflow holes on 2 sides of the RDA, so there's a total of 12 in all. These come out to about 1.5 millimeters, so they're small enough to restrict the airflow quite a bit if you want, but also big enough and in enough quantity to open it wide up for a lot of airflow. To adjust the airflow, just turn the barrel and you'll see the airflow open and close the same on both sides. You can't close off just one side, but since the coil is designed to sit in the middle, you wouldn't want that anyway. Even if you're using a single coil in here, you'd want both sides of the airflow open. You can turn the barrel in both directions and it hits a stopping point on both sides, and that's always handy for screwing the RDA off and on so that the barrel doesn't just keep spinning in either direction. The coils that come in the box are the same coils that came with the original Recurve. Now if you care about the coils, they're quad-core Claptons made with N80 wire. There are 4 28 gauge core wires wrapped with 36 gauge outer wire. The inner diameter is 3 millimeters and the resistance comes out to 0.26 ohms each. And these are very low resistance coils, so be careful if you're using these on a mech mod. With both coils installed, you'll be at about 0.13 ohm, so that's around 26 to 32 amps drawn from your batteries. So just make sure that you have batteries that can handle it. All right, let's talk about the coil cutting tool. So Mike mentioned in his presentation video that he asked Wotofo to redesign their previous coil cutting tool because he felt that it was just too similar to the coily tool. So this is what Wotofo came up with. It's pretty cool. You can fold out each layer to get different measurements. The big block here is 4 millimeters thick, and then you have 6 more 1 millimeter thick layers. So you can get a coil leg length of a total of 10 millimeters. For the Recurve Dual, Wotofo recommends that you cut your coil legs to 7 millimeters. Now let's talk about the deck. So the Recurve Dual uses the same concept as the original single coil model with the sloped airflow walls, except that the Dual is much bigger and the walls are more curved. You can install just a single coil in the Recurve Dual if you want, but you would need to build a really big coil so that it's not just a bunch of open space. Even a big 4 millimeter diameter coil looks tiny in here. So yeah, you can do single coils, but it's probably better to do a dual coil setup. When wicking the coils, you'll want to cut it about a ½ inch past the deck, or a ¼ inch. That seems about right to me. The flavor is excellent in the Recurve Dual. I wasn't expecting it to be anything near as good as it is, but wow, it's good. The Recurve Dual is definitely one to pick up. I know there are a lot of you out there who might not be fans of single coil atomizers, and you might not have picked up the original, but now you have no excuse. It's great that Mike and Wotofo released a dual coil version. You can get this from Wotofo.com for $34.99. All right, thanks for checking out this review, and I'll catch you on the next one.